Hey y'all, what's up? It's Loren LoRosa, and this is the latest with Loren LoRosa. This is your daily dig on all things pop culture, entertainment news, and all of the conversations that shake the room. Now, let's get right on into the latest. Our girl, Ari Lennox, you guys know we've talked about her a bit because, Ari Lennox has decided that Martin and the jokes that were told on Martin are just not for her. Sadly enough, Ari Lennox is not a stan of Martin whatsoever because she feels like the jokes that Martin used to throw at Pam were colorist. Not even colorist because he didn't focus on her color, but basically Ari Lennox feels like if Pam was not a dark-skinned woman, the jokes would be a bit differently. Let's take a listen to Ari Lennox standing on business about some comments she made about Martin.
The thing that pissed me off about Martin was how much he would go on Pam. I'm not like too woke or something is what I'm trying to say. Like I'm honestly problematic. I'm pretty problematic low key. But my point is that there are some things where I draw the line and it just bothered me. Or like Pam was so beautiful and so fine, and I just feel like growing up as a chocolate girl, I don't even know if I was able to understand the greatness of Pam because of the light that I feel like I was being fed. I'm just like always going on Pam, always like that's all I remember. It just would piss me off, like the joking on Pam. I just didn't like that.
Now here's the thing, right? To each his own. Do what you want to do. Say what you want to say. Ari Lennox has, been very vocal forever about how she feels about certain things, why she feels that way. To each his own. She has her own opinion and her own platform to do so. She also said in this live as well, too, at the end of it, that she was going to come back and have a conversation with us about everything that went down between her and Dreamville. Now, the last time we heard from Ari Lennox on Dreamville, she was again online being very vocal and complaining about, not being supported by her label and wanting out of her deal. And now, here we are. I don't necessarily agree with Ari Lennox. Like, I understand the sentiment. I get what she's leaning into because I think there's always been a conversation about dark-skinned women being either the number two, so you're not the lead in a show, in a movie. You are the lead's friend, or you are the lead's you play opposite the lead. So maybe you're a counterpart that doesn't get along with the lead, but you don't have much, your dialogue, your conversation, your narrative is not that much. We all know what she's leaning into here, and we all know, that has been a conversation. They also had the same conversation with women who are bigger, like with bigger, like plus size models or actors, or, there's that whole thing. Monique has talked about that as well, like feeling like because she was, the comedian that was bigger, her roles were set differently. She did have the Monique show though, right? But I just feel like in this situation, it's just different. Like, I feel like even if Pam was as light-skinned as Gina, biracial, whatever we needed to put her as to make what Ari Lennox is saying not feel so like, this could potentially be too true because she's the dark-skinned woman on the set. I still think the jokes would have flew. I think that was the nature of the show. And to be honest with you, I don't even think that it was a color thing. I just think that Pam, Tashina Arnold's character, was a lot stronger at comedy. She was sharper. She was wittier. She could come back at him faster. And they built that. And I think in structuring that and finding a person to fit that role, she just happened to be the best person for that. I don't agree here with the sentiments, but I do understand what she's trying to lean into. And I thought it was ballsy of her to get online, to say this, to express it, to then see the outrage and the backlash and, all the, that girl is crazy. She ain't got nothing going on. That's why she's sitting here having these conversations that came from this. And then stand on business again and say this.
If I had ill intent, I would have came on here with a PowerPoint presentation that backs my claims on the types of jokes Martin used on Pam being wildly offensive. That will never be my intent or motive, but I will stand on business forever knowing them jokes was wild. And I don't say any of this with any desire to rewrite history. Those actors and actresses are legends, and I meant no harm to them. I don't need any army of people defending me or agreeing with me. That has always been a rare occurrence for me. But I feel amazing in knowing that I will validate myself and my feelings before I look to you for yours. I never was a fan of roasting, period, as I am a very sensitive and I will for sure drag somebody to hell every time.
She letting y'all know she don't have listen. She don't have nothing to lose in this. Ari Lennox is saying, I am happy with my life. I'm happy with what I have going on. This is just how I feel. And so what if you don't agree? Log off. I'm always here for a person that can stand on whatever business that it is that they choose to stand on. Now, whether I think it's true or not, no, I don't. I think it's absolutely insane. I think this is one of those things where, like, you know how you always hear the old heads, like the unks, and everybody be like, back in my day, or see, that's like y'all don't know nothing. Y'all need to leave certain things alone, or we don't want remakes and, you know, things of that nature. When I listen to this conversation and Ari Lennox's remarks, I'm like, yo, this is what the old heads be talking about. This is exactly why they don't want us to touch nothing. Because we be made Martin so woke if we redid it. And to be honest with y'all, it's certain things I'm cool being sleep about. Martin is one of them. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. Take it outside in the streets, in the tweets. Ari Lennox said, let me double back real quick and say something because y'all ain't scaring me out of going or saying a damn thing. Let me know what y'all think. Is Ari Lennox up to something? Or do she need to go back to sleep? She too woke.